What's up, fam? I'm leaving for the US this morning for 3 weeks. Starting the day at the gym is the best for me. I'll feel much better during the flight. I'll feel much better arriving in New York. And I'm not playing tonight, I'm playing tomorrow, so it's gonna be fine. Let's go. It's done. Coming back home, having some breakfast, taking a shower, and then on my way to the airport. Busy morning, but feeling really, really good. It was good to motivate myself this morning. Sometimes it can be really tough, especially on a stressful day, but motivated, I did it. And let's see how it goes for the rest. Cheers.
A school teacher who somehow juggled her grades to get somebody else promoted that shouldn't have been.
What's up, fam? I'm sorry I haven't shot anything during the flight and during the trip, but it's just because I was so focused on working on the next vlog ski I recorded yesterday, and I had to do all the editing today because it's gonna come out on Saturday. But I just arrived in my hotel in New York, and every time I just love that view, so I wanted to share it. I didn't even unpack, so my luggage is still here. And look at this place. Look at this. It's looking pretty sick. I'm just gonna close because, as you can see, there's snow in New York right now. So it's pretty freezing. The trip was pretty okay. The flight was long toward the end of it, but it's still okay. I'm quite tired because it's 6 p.m. now in New York. So for us, it's midnight. And I spent the whole flight working on the vlog. So it's been like my eyes are kind of like burning. I'm gonna try to go for a run. I'm just gonna run for like, I don't know, 30 to 45 minutes. I already been to the gym this morning just to kind of like get my legs going after sitting like 9 hours or something, 8 to 9 hours. So I just wanted to record this. Let's see.
An air traffic controller who had made a mistake while he was on duty and run this flight into a mountain. He had 2 Navy jets on his screen and gave the wrong instructions to one of them. Never got over it.
Hi, fam. I'm getting the camera out because we landed in New York around 5 p.m. I came straight to the gym to run for half an hour just to get really tired and to be able to sleep well. It actually worked really fine. But this morning I woke up at 6 a.m. in and out of sleep all morning long. Came out of the bed and I started working on one of the tracks I started working on last week to be able to play it tonight. Also, I'm finishing the vlog coming out on Saturday. I'm just finishing on the final touches today, but I'm really happy about it. Besides that, I haven't really talked about what we're gonna do during the trip. So the trip is this weekend. Tonight I'm playing in New York. It's on a rooftop, it's gonna be amazing. I'm playing pretty early. Tomorrow we're flying to Miami. I'm playing in Miami for Valentine's Day, so that's gonna be pretty sexy. Saturday we go to Mexico for a festival, Bahidora, which is gonna be really fun. The lineup is amazing. There is Theo Parrish, Eris Drew, Octo Octa, many artists that I really respect and love. And then we're flying to Chicago. We're staying in Chicago for the week. This is gonna be our base for next week. So I hope we will have like pretty decent weather, so we will be able to visit for a bit. I've already been to Chicago when I was like a teenager. I really like the city and the vibe, so I'm really happy about it. Then double gig in LA, I'm playing in the evening, and then I'm playing a nighttime show And then on the Sunday, I'm playing in San Francisco. Pretty big weekend. Then we're flying to Phoenix and we're staying in Phoenix for the week. And then I'm doing Phoenix, Cross Festival in San Diego, and we're finishing the tour in Dallas. So the tour is 3 weeks. It's really exciting because I've been doing a lot of stuff but not playing many shows lately. I've only been back on the road last weekend. I love being here, always really different than touring in Europe. So yeah, I just hope the jet lag is gonna be fine. Today I think it's gonna be okay. I'm a bit feeling tired right now, like empty, but I think I'm just gonna do like a warm-up routine or something just before the show to get back on my feet and also feel confident about doing like a 2.5 hours, 3 hours set tonight. I don't think the vlog is gonna be for the whole tour, so I think that it will be in 2 parts. First part for this week and maybe a part of next week in Chicago, and then I will do another part. But yeah, I hope you will like the 3rd episode that I'm working on. It's really nice, and yeah, thank you all for this. Let's go for the tour now. What's up, fam? We're in Miami. I haven't recorded much today, just during the flight, because it's been non-stop. I woke up today still jet lagged at 6 a.m. or something. I haven't slept much since the beginning of the tour, unfortunately. I'm feeling pretty okay, just really tired. We arrived in Miami this afternoon, straight to the gym. Yesterday in New York was fun. The location was insane with a glass roof. Really beautiful. I still don't know if it's the New York City crowd that is how it is every time I play in New York, or if it's just like the music I choose to play in New York or something, but it's always a bit of a struggle to get everybody moving. I can feel everybody having a good time, but they don't really dance like all set long. I'm used to having people dancing during the set from the beginning to the end. I was someone like that when I was someone in the crowd. So I'm always a bit puzzled every time I play somewhere where people are just dancing on the drops. And yesterday it was a bit like that. So it's always tougher for me to get some energy when people are just dancing for 15, 20 seconds and then getting like more chill and just standing. It's really tough because with the jet lag and the transport and the lack of sleep, I need the crowd energy to get going. And it's been like that every time I played in New York. It's always been a crowd that don't really want to sweat. They don't like to sweat. They don't like to dance for hours. They just like stand, and I don't know if it's just part of the culture, or I know there's many stories about how the nightlife in New York has been a difficult thing in the past 20 years. So maybe it's a consequence of that, but still love my New York City family. Now we're in Miami. Tonight is sold out again, so really happy about this, and can show you. Every time we're in Miami, we always have that kind of like really high flats with insane views. Look at how high we are. It's not really my kind of views. I prefer nature, but to be honest, it's still really impressive. So yeah, let's see how it goes tonight. I hope people are ready to dance. That's it for the for the review so far. Oh man, today was tough. Today was really tough. This morning I woke up still jet lagged and pretty tired. I started the day with like a succession of worst possible scenarios, time after time, and it lasted for the whole day, to be honest. I'm exhausted. And it's only 7 p.m. I'm playing at 1:30. Yesterday we had to skip dinner before going to the gig because it was Valentine's Day and the whole city was completely stuck. And the hotel, even though it was a massive 4 stars hotel, we called and they said like there is no room service, no spots available at the restaurants, no way to pick food up. So 2 hours before I was supposed to be on stage, we noticed that we weren't going to be able to eat at the hotel, and we tried to order and it took 2 hours to arrive. So did the gig with an empty stomach, which wasn't optimal, of course. The only thing I had to eat yesterday between breakfast at 7 a.m. and 1:30 was a Caesar salad right before jumping on the plane. But the show was really cool. Love to everybody in Miami because every time it's really fun. It felt good to do my thing there. So today the story continues. Woke up this morning too early, way too early, tried to go to breakfast. They said there was like a 25 minutes wait. Of course, like I never have 25 minutes to wait to do anything. Not because I'm just like a diva or something, but just because my life is made in a way that most of the time, like half an hour is huge. And in this case, half an hour was too much. I decided to try to go outside, and in the end, it took me like an hour or something. So like really terrible. Came back at the hotel, packed my stuff in a second because we had to go to the airport. At the airport, I obviously got flagged because of my name, probably because of my origins, because of my face. I have no idea, but it happens a lot. And this time, I could feel it right from the beginning. I got double checked, like body searched, and I was the only person in a whole 50 persons line to be checked. And then they called my name at the desk, and I've been at the desk, and the guy was super rude, saying like, we're gonna check your luggage and measure your luggage and everything. And I'm traveling with my tour manager that never had to check for that, which is weird. We're exactly in the same situation, same nationality, countries of origins, anything. Then he noticed that I had like a kind of like a business class ticket, but it's the usual thing. I remember in Germany having cops waiting for me. Everybody was coming out of the plane. I was like maybe 20th person to get out of the plane, and they were waiting for me, and they did me sign like, you are the person we're waiting for, and they checked all my papers, everything. And so in the end, jump on the plane, like 4 hours flight, 3 hours car ride, and we arrived like 30 minutes ago. We're gonna try to enjoy the wait with Clément, my tour manager. Chill, go to get some food because we are really hungry. It's one of these days where it's really hard to keep the smile on my face. I'm a really optimistic person, really always smiling and always being positive. Like most of the time I'm staying positive, but there are some days where just too much, like just too much. And today was one of these. After yesterday night, we hoped today was gonna be easier, but it wasn't. I'm gonna go to the pool now. Yeah, let's see how tonight goes. Let's go. What's up, fam? We're still in Mexico. Played yesterday at Barridoa Festival. Really nice. Lost in the Mexican countryside. We are still in our Murphy's Law serie, to be honest. Yesterday we had so much trouble, again for dinner, again for breakfast this morning. It's been really tough to actually get some food when we needed to in the past 48 hours. But yesterday was really fun. The stage looked amazing. It was a big crowd. I think the biggest crowd I've ever played in Mexico in my career. Probably like 3,000 people or something like that. Now I'm ready to leave. We're leaving in like 10 minutes. 3 hours ride, 4.5 hours flight, and then we're arriving at the Airbnb in Chicago. So yeah, can't wait. It's gonna be a long day once again, but tomorrow I'm a new man tomorrow. Finishing packing up, and let's go for the ride. Cheers! Hi fam. To be honest, I don't know how to start this conversation. I'm finally able to record something about this, but this is like really tough. I have tears coming only thinking about it, only thinking about talking about it. I've been trying to stay really positive since the beginning of the tour, especially about how I got treated everywhere since we arrived. I have no idea why I'm recording this. I just feel like I want to share it, and I think that maybe while I'm telling the story, I might find a point. I might find something interesting to say in the end, but since the beginning of the tour, it's been non-stop. And step by step, I started to have in mind that everything I had to do every day was going to be more difficult, with more pressure, with more humiliation. But I was still, you know, as I said when I was in Costa Rica, like stoicism, I was still focusing on the thing that I can have an effect on, but it was still in my mind. Then we did the trip to the hotel. At the hotel we couldn't get any food because the festival didn't do what they had to do for us to get food at the hotel, and we have no phone connections, there is no Wi-Fi at the hotel, nothing works. And we are just like abandoned once again, like for the second day in a row we can't get food and it gets super complicated. Nobody speaks English, we can't translate on our phones because we don't have any phone connection, and the hotel Wi-Fi is absolutely terrible to a point that we can't even look at anything online. And nobody speaks English, and everybody is like really not nice to us. And we're staying super respectful, super kind, super nice, because this is how we've been raised, you know, always being respectful, being positive. Then we sleep at the hotel, and in the morning it's the same, exactly the same. We struggle for breakfast, we struggle for everything. And then we're supposed to go to Mexico airport to get to Chicago, and there is no driver to pick us up at the time we're supposed to go. So we just lost a lot of time waiting for the driver. It was super late. And then 30 minutes to just do a tour to get back to the starting point. And then from there we had like a 3 hours drive and a 5 hours flight. So we do the trip to Mexico airport. We're super late. We're getting stressed. We're always planning large. Of course, with the 45 minutes or 50 minutes or hour that we lost at the beginning, it's not possible anymore to be large. So we arrive at the airport, and this is a tough moment for me to talk about. From the beginning of the tour, I struggled to get many of my boarding passes. When Clément, who's exactly the same conditions as I am, coming from the same country, same nationality, booking the tickets at the same time, no problem with that. The companies don't want to give me boarding passes without checking me, and it's not the same for me. Same for my bags. So we had to run to the desk to get my thing, and then some guy started screaming at me because I had to talk to him before going in the line. So I talked to him, we have a paper to fill, and then we go through security. And in Miami, I had every bag going on the other side. So in Mexico, we arrived, none of my bags are going on the other side. Everything is clear. Then I see a woman from the security, from the other side of the room, on the other side of the security portal, on everything that I come through and that I was clean. They said like, you can go. So I was picking up my stuff, and she runs from the other side, seeing me. She comes to me, she hit my hands, and she says like, inspection. So I'm like, okay, of course, it's okay. And she's taking everything out, searching everything. Of course she doesn't find anything. And she's like talking to me so rude. She doesn't know how to speak English, so sometimes she says, it's okay, but it's not okay. When I start touching the thing, she starts to scream at me that I can't touch anything. I start to feel a bit abandoned and going a bit crazy in my head, and I try to stay calm. It's okay, of course, I get everything, and I start to go to the boarding and they said, okay, you're gonna get searched. So I was in the first one to go in the plane. I'm put on the side and I wait, and the woman from the boarding said to me like, you're next, no worry, it's gonna be fine. And then someone came and she said like, okay, go first. So I wait like it's 15 minutes, and I'm like, I'm just want to understand why am I treated differently than everybody else. She started being really rude with me. I'm like, okay, it's fine, I'm gonna wait. Why the whole flight, like boarding next to me, and I board last in the flight, I get entirely searched. They asked me to take out my pockets, to take out my shoes, my socks, everything got searched. And while this was happening in a really humiliating manner, in front of everybody, they had like, the guy was doing the search, and there was like a big security guy that came next to me to ensure that, I don't know, to ensure what? Like, I'm not, like, it's obvious to everybody, but I'm definitely not a violent person. Look at me, I'm not a scary person, but in a humiliating manner, some guy was standing next to me to just be sure that everybody was safe next to me. But I don't say a word, and at some point a woman from the company came to me and screamed at me that if I wasn't stopping being rude, I wouldn't come in the plane. It just shocked me so hard. I haven't said a word. I haven't touched anyone. I haven't done anything except not smiling and not being happy, because this is like the second time in half an hour that I get entirely searched. I don't understand why I couldn't get a boarding pass. I don't understand why I can't be treated normally at the festival, at the hotel. I don't understand why every people I'm talking to for the past 3 or 4 days considers me as a criminal or something. And then, of course, there was nothing. I could go and board, but everybody was looking at me like I was some kind of violent person. At this point, it was just too much. Since the beginning of the tour, I got all my luggages and myself searched 8 times already. We're only on the 5th day of a 22 days tour. We already struggled to get food on 7 of our meals. I don't get it. I'm used to having some sort of targeting. Every 4 to 5 trips I have custom borders waiting for me and stopping me and stuff like that. Australia has been always super complicated for me with this. I've always been targeted in Australia, so not being able to get my boarding passes, not being able to go through any security without being searched, not arriving in the country without spending 2 hours and a half being searched and stuff like that. Australia has always been tough, but it's still pretty rare. On a year basis, it's still happening only a couple of times. And like this weekend between the US, where every security passage has been complicated, and Mexico, where everything has been complicated in Mexico. Like sleeping has been complicated, eating has been complicated, going to the gig has been complicated. The airport has been complicated, security, getting my boarding passes, boarding in the plane, everything. Like at that point, it's like 9 p.m. or something. I'm just completely exhausted. Everybody has been talking to me super bad. I've been treated like a criminal in front of the whole plane. For a person like me that spends all his life trying to be positive, and just being treated like that for 5 days in a row diminished me, and it was so humiliating. And at one point I just burst into tears. I just got my luggages, and while waiting to board I just burst into tears, and it was too much. And then I arrived in the plane. I'm in business, so I'm in front, and there is obviously no spots anymore for my luggage because I'm the last person coming in the plane, and nobody's helping. And one of these 70 years old American guy, the guy just stand up and put his hand on the luggage place to say, you're not gonna open this. For the whole time I was waiting for a solution for my luggage, the guy just standing like that, blocking the place for luggage, is just saying you're not gonna open this, don't open this. And I was just I still had tears in my eyes, and I was just am I really going insane? Because it doesn't feel like normality anymore. It doesn't feel like real life. I just feel like I'm going insane. Hopefully one of the staff was really nice and helped me. I was just so much in distress at that point. I felt so helpless. I started to be shaking, and when we arrived in Chicago, I was shaking I was absolutely sure that it was going to continue and that it was going to be like that from now on. And it was going to be like that till the moment I was going to break. Me bursting into tears in the middle of an airport was something that's insane. Insane. I'm a rock usually. My life is a lot of pressure, a lot of responsibilities, a lot of work. It's never been really easy, and I've always been like staying strong, staying solid. And of course, sometimes I break, but crying in the airport was another level of me feeling helpless, something that I never had before. When we arrived at the Airbnb, I just went straight to the bed. I was like, I can't talk anymore. I just need to be alone. And I said to Clément, I'm sorry, man, but I just have to lay down. But I woke up this morning feeling really sad and empty of emotions, and just like something broke in me yesterday. And more in my life, there is this huge part of my daily life where I'm treated in a way that is so different than the way I'm seeing myself, that it starts to be implemented in my mind. It starts to be a poison in me, and it starts to have a big effect on my mental health. I know for some people it will be a good reason to shame me or think I'm asking for too much, but imagine that every meal you're going to take during the day is a stressful question where you don't know if you're going to be able to get some food. Imagine that every moment you had to go to work from any transport, you're going to get searched. Every bag, every pocket, everybody's going to talk to you like you're a criminal or something. Imagine that every day. I don't know what is the point of recording this, except that I want to be honest in these videos, and I've always been trying to be transparent, and this is something way too big for me to not talk about it and to just like do like it never happened. I've always been trying to show the reality and not the fake DJ life or something. Maybe the point of all of this is to never lose the fight and think that you are what other people see of you. Because it's not true. You are the sum of your actions and your words, your relationships and your knowledges, and you're not what someone else sees from you. And you have to stay true to yourself, because if not, the world is going to turn you into what they think you are. So I don't know. I have no idea what will be the consequences of it. It kind of gives me the envy to never come back to Mexico, because I can't imagine accepting to be treated like this again. Of course, the camera shut down because it was too long, but basically what I was going to say was, I don't know if I will be doing a video for this talk or if I will put it first US vlog. I just need to take it out of my heart. Now we're going to try to have something positive to do. The world is switching to something really bad. If I have to not come back to some countries because of how I'm treated by everybody, and not like one person at some point, but like every person. I don't know how clear I was, but when I talk about bad experience in Mexico, I'm talking about like 30 different persons, 40 different persons in 24 hours. I'm not making a small thing big. Anyway, sending you love, fam. Thanks for listening to this. I have no idea what it will be. I'm not gonna give up, I'm staying strong. And you'll see me getting more positive from now. And I'm gonna try to get back on my feet. Cheers.